Good morning. Find your comfortable seat, lengthen through the crown of your head, get the hair out of my mouth. Get out last minute wiggles out. Root yourself through your sit bones. You can see my curtain is blowing because, yeah, last go. Yes, we now have my fan running. Couldn't run the big one because it's loud. Hot flash is such a joy. Find your comfortable seat, lengthen through the crown of your head, tune into your breath. So I'm sure that you're aware of or have heard of the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. How the sympathetic nervous system is kind of the fight, flight, or freeze, kind of the one that keeps us active, keeps us mobile, moving, keeps us motivated, keeps us running around. And the parasympathetic nervous system is the rest and digest. Most often in that state during sleep, during relaxation. It's not good to stay in either one for very long. Days, weeks kind of thing. But sometimes it's difficult to force yourself into one and out of the other. Sitting and focusing on your breath can take you out of that fight or flight, sympathetic, on high octane, and bring your body to rest. Breathing deep and even massages the vagus nerve of the body, and that's what activates that rest, that slowing down. Drawing ourselves into rest, drawing ourselves into calm, quiet. And then we're going to, through movement, massage that vagus nerve to bring us back up into sympathetic. Wake us up. Support our body through our back. Drop your head forward. Open the back of your neck. And just do little rolls side to side to start. Start making them a little bit bigger and bringing your ear all the way up over to the shoulder. Pause on the right. Check your posture. Are you still seated tall? Flip your left hand over, palm up. Have it parallel with the floor, not resting on your lap. Open your palm, lead with your thumb out to the side. Check your posture. Begin straightening your elbow and reaching to the left. On your next inhale, start moving the arm up, leaning to the right. Deep breath, stretch through the side of the left body. Exhale, slowly start stacking the spine, bring it up on top, head follows, hand comes all the way down to your side. Keep the palm up. Shake it out, return it to your lap. Readjust your posture if needed, lengthen through the crown, drop the head forward, and start the slow side to side rolls again. Just a little tiny to start. And start making them bigger. Bringing your ear up over the top of your shoulder. This time we're going to pause on the left. Make sure you're not hunching or forward. You're nice and tall. Flip your right hand over, palm up, and then open out the palm, lead with the thumb, elbows still close to the body. Starting off with slow movements, keeping ourselves in the parasympathetic rest state. Start to straighten your elbow, reaching out to the right side. Soften your shoulder. On the next big inhale, arm starts to come up, palm up, leaning to the left. Open up the right side body, stretch, and then start stacking the spine, bringing everything back on top of each other, including the head. Arm comes all the way down to your side. And relax, shake it out, turn it to your lap. Draw your hands up your thighs into your hips, shoulders back, elbows back, heart lifts to the ceiling, chin lifts to the ceiling. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and pull the belly button in so you don't overarch your low back. Another breath. And slowly start to come inward with the body, shoulders forward, belly pulled in, head rounded, hands slide down your thighs. Pull the belly in nice and tight. Feel like you're scooping your belly out like ice cream. Hold for another breath. And start to transition. Slide the hands up the thighs. Heart lifts, shoulders back, elbows back. Belly button in. Hold for another breath. And one more time, we're going to cave in forward. Hands slide down. Really reach the hands out to the ends of your knees. Shoulders come forward like you're kind of rounding over a beach ball. Keep those nice, even, deep breaths. And then start to stack your spine. Bringing yourself back up, lengthening through the crown, sitting up nice and tall. Just some intuitive movement, rolling shoulders, twisting back, whatever feels good. We're going to slowly work our way down the body before we stand up to transition into a more active movement. So we're going to do some stretch or twists. So take your right arm, inhale it up, lengthen tall, reach, twist left, let that arm float down next to the face, down over to the left side of the body. You can put it on your left rib cage. You can put it on your left thigh. You can hold your left hands together, left and right hands together. Once you find a comfortable position, lengthen through the crown one more time and pull the belly in. Turn your head to the left. Hold for another breath. Slowly start rotating forward, starting through your belly, mid-back, upper back, and neck and head. I'm going to wish Lasco was on a remote control because, you know, I'm cold now. Starting with the left arm this time. Inhale, arm up. Lengthen, reach through the fingertips. Feel your whole body lift and reach. And then rotate right. Hand comes down next to your face, down to the right side of the body. Find a spot for it to land, spot for it to be comfortable. Lengthen through the crown one more time. Drawing the belly in, turn the head right. Nice long breath. Unwinding from the bottom up. Start with the belly, mid-back, upper back. Shoulders are coming through, neck, head, last thing to come forward. Lengthen through the crown. Tiny drawing in of the belly. I'm going to work on some of the lower limbs now. Slide forward. Take your right foot out. Slide as far forward as you can so that your hamstring is not being pinched or pushed into by the seat of the chair. If you need to turn sideways so you have more left butt cheek on there and feel more stable, that's fine. Toes up, both knees right out from your hips. Hands on that crease right there where you would bend forward. You got your index finger right in that crease, thumb wrapped around the back of your hip bone. You can feel that hip bone, your ilium area. The iliac crest is in the back, and then you have ilium bones in the front. ASIS, lengthen through the crown. Pull the belly in. Just feel the stretch from sitting in that position first. Foot is flexed, knee is slightly bent. Right on the other side of lock. So if you lock your knee out and then release that lock and bend it just a tiny bit, that's what I mean by slightly bent. Lengthen through your crown. Root your sit bones a little bit further into the chair. Take a nice deep breath. Come forward only 1 inch as you exhale. Nice deep breath. Come forward 1 more inch as you exhale and hold. Big breath. Forward 1 inch. Exhale and hold. Big breath. Forward 1 more inch. Exhale and hold. We're going to hold this one. It's just about 4 inches forward. Breathe. Take your right hand, and I want you to take the back of your right hand on the outside of your left thigh as you turn your chest to the left. Start to come back, sliding the right hand back into your crease of your hip. Round your shoulders forward. Start stacking your spine to come up tall. Lengthen through your crown. Relax your foot. Relax your knee. Bend it. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to do the same leg, and we're going to do inner outer thigh. So that means bring that leg up. Foot is gently flexed. And you can hold on to the thigh if you want to, or you can hold on to the same hip bone spots that we've been in. The leg is going to be a little more active than we're used to, because I usually want you to hold it and relax. This time we're remaining active. Lengthen through the crown. Just get comfortable with that seat first. If you need a little bit of support, you can use your left hand on your ankle. Deep breath. Exhale, come forward about an inch. Back is flat. Deep breath. Exhale forward about an inch. Deep breath. Exhale forward about an inch. That's 3. We got 1 more. Deep breath. Exhale forward about an inch. Lengthen through the crown, root through the sit bones, pull the belly in slightly. Feel that inner and outer thigh stretch. Foot is flexed. You're using some of that muscle to keep that leg up there. Keep your long, deep breaths. Round your shoulders, pull your belly in, round your back like you're rounding over the beach ball, and then start to roll up. Stack your spine all the way up tall. Release your leg. Rotate your body to the left. We're going to do the front of that leg now. We're going to do one whole leg at a time. Drop the knee down. You can either be on the toes or you can be on the top of your foot. It's not that important. Which is more important is which is more comfortable for you. Try and have your shoulder and knee lined up. Lengthen through the crown of your head. And just relax your glute and your hip for a moment. Now I want you to take your hip and I want you to drop it down slightly, like you're going to touch the knee. And maybe you can, I can't, I'm too short to touch my knee. But it's like you're pushing your knee towards the floor. And then I want you to lift it up higher than neutral. So drop it down, like you're going to try and touch the floor. Then lift it up higher than neutral. Drop it down. Lift it up. And then return it to the neutral position. So both hips are level. Squeeze your glute. Press the hip forward. Inhale the arm forward, up, lengthen, look up at your hand. Slowly bring it all back down. Head, arm, hand, relaxing your glute all the way down. Release, slide the leg back up. Come back to forward or slightly to the right so that you can take your left leg out now. Legs are hip width apart. Left foot is flexed. Lock lock down your left knee and then release it just enough to get that tiny bend in it. And that's where I want you to hold it. Hands can be in the hip creases, lengthen through the crown of the head. Take a couple more breaths. Big inhale. Exhale forward about an inch. Feel how your muscles respond. Big breath. Exhale forward about an inch. Big breath. Exhale forward about an inch. Big breath. Exhale forward about an inch and hold and breathe. Root the sit bones, lengthen through the crown. You're going to take your left hand and you're going to take the back of your palm to the outside of your right thigh as you rotate your chest slightly. Draw the belly in. Keep that right leg rooted. You're not pulling that right leg over. Keep it hip width apart. Breathe. Return the hand to your hip as you slowly rotate back. Pull your belly in, round your back over that beach ball, and come up, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Now for inner and outer thigh, we're going to bring that leg back up. Hands can return to hip bones, right in that crease. Use the muscles to hold it. If you need some support, you use your right hand on your ankle or the foot or right above the ankle, wherever it's comfortable. I don't want you to pull on it. I just want you to let that leg relax into your hand. Breathe into the stretch just from sitting there. Foot is gently flexed. Deep breath. Exhale forward about an inch. Deep breath. Exhale forward about an inch. Deep breath. Exhale forward about an inch. That's 3. We got one more. Big breath. Exhale forward about an inch and hold and lengthen. Pull the belly in, round the back, drape over that beach ball, and then start to round up. One vertebrae at a time. Lengthen through the crown of the head, release the foot, shake it out. Can further rotate to the right side, taking one cheek off, dropping the left knee. Make sure the shoulder and knee are lined up. Again, your foot can either be on the top or toes curled, whatever is more comfortable. So your hips should be remained in the level position. Lengthen through your crown. Feel how that feels in your body. Relaxing your glute, relaxing your thigh. You're going to drop your knee down as if you're trying to touch the floor, but don't force it. You're just dropping it slightly, and then you're going to draw it up higher than the right hip. Drop it down. Draw it up. Drop it down. Draw it up. And then I want you to level them out. Hips are nice and level. Both hip bones feel like they're level. Squeeze your dropped glute. Press the hip forward. Lengthen through the crown. Inhale, palm forward and up. Follow your gaze with the palm of your hand. Head comes up, heart goes up. Breathe. Come back down. Let your gaze follow your palm. All the way down, relaxing your glute towards the end. Release, draw the leg up. Shake it out, walk around to the front. All right, we're going to bring the chair to the end of the mat with the seat facing you. We'll get back to the chair in a moment. Take the rest of your mat. Feet are a little bit more than hip width apart. And we're going to do our lovely little twist. Just let the arms hang. I feel hairs hanging on my bottom. Twist and let them hang. Feel the twist in your feet. Feel it in your ankles. Feel it in your knees. Feel it in the hips. Feel it all the way up the spine. Feel it in the shoulders. You can keep your gaze at one point out in front of you, which will limit your twist a little bit. Or you can close your eyes and let your head follow. If I do it with my eyes open, it makes me dizzy. It's totally up to you, whatever feels good. All right, we're going to go to the hold to the right. Come up on your left tippy toe and reach to the right. Pull your belly in. And we're going to switch and go to the left. We're waking up our sympathetic nervous system with movement. Switch to the right. Reach, switch to the left. Reach, one more set, right. Reach and left. Reach, come to the center, deep breath up. Hinge at your hips, swan dive your chest forward. Let your hands go down the back of your thighs and give them a rub if you want to. Let your head hang. Shake your head no. Inhale, lift your torso so it's parallel with the floor, so it's a half lift. Hands can be on your shins or thighs. Exhale, round back down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Look at the floor, pull your belly in. Exhale, back down. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, back down. This next breath is going to go all the way up. Squeeze your butt, root the feet. Inhale, lift all the way up. Lengthen. Exhale down. Shake it out. Come to your chair. Make sure your hips are over your feet. Your shoulders are over your wrist as you bend your knee, bend over. And I want you to sway your hips side to side. It's going to be more movement in this part as it's more in the sympathetic nervous system. All right, take your weight to your right foot. Slide the left one in close. Just be on your toes. On your upper body, your weight is going to be dominantly in your left hand. Start to lift your left foot behind you, flex the foot, and lift your right arm overhead. If that's uncomfortable to have that arm, you can rest it on the back of the chair. You can put it on the back of your head. Spin your pinky toe towards the floor so that it levels out your hips. Breathe. Pull the belly in. Breathe. Embrace the wiggles. Bring the arm down first. Pull the knee into your belly, round your back, nose to knee, then press that foot back out. Lengthen through the crown and the heel. Pull the knee in, nose to knee. One more time, press it out. And then bring it down underneath your hips. Level out your hips. You can lift and lower your heels, shake out your legs, whatever feels good. And do the other side. Take your weight to your left foot. Slide your right toes in close. Upper body weight is predominantly in the right hand. Start to lift the right leg behind you, foot is flexed. Lengthen the left arm out overhead from the tips of your fingers to the sole of your foot. Find a comfortable spot for your arm if you don't want it up there for very long. Spin your pinky toe towards the floor so it levels out your hips. Breathe, embrace the wiggle. Lengthen, think of being long, long, long. Stay long, but lower the arm. Draw the knee in, nose to knee. Pull it in tight. Lengthen out, press through the heel, lengthen through the crown. Draw it in, nose to knee. Press it out. One more time, draw it in, nose to knee. Pull the belly in, round through. Stretch it out, lower down. Shake out your legs. Step your legs back so that we can go into the downward dog. So step your legs back a little bit further, press your hips back, put the weight in the heels of your feet, soft grip fingertips on the chair. You can rock side to side, you can just sit still. Wiggle your toes, whichever feels better. Take a break for a moment. So we're going to lift our torso on our inhale, bring the weight towards the hands. Exhale, take the weight back to the heels. Inhale, weight to the hands. Almost a straight body, but not perfect. Exhale, weight to the heels, back to downward dog. Inhale, weight to the hands. Kind of like you're prepping for a push-up, but we're not doing that. That's not happening. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale, forward. Stretching in our wrists when we come forward, stretching in our hamstrings when we come back. 1 more. Big breath forward. Exhale back. Release your hands to a forward fold. You can rock. You can sit still. Bend your knees, root through your feet. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Shake it out. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. Just go loose. Just wiggle out all the stuff. Pull your drawers up. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. We're going to take ourselves to the floor. We're going to be on our backs. Do with my water. Draw on your back, draw your knees up. Give your back a break. I'm supporting your body. And just feel the difference. You feel that your energy level is up a little bit. You feel that your muscles have worked out a little bit more from the static stretches of the parasympathetic nervous system to the dynamic movement stretches of the sympathetic nervous system. We're going to stay in that realm. I want you to keep your shoulders on the floor, but take your arms overhead like you're reaching to the ceiling, but don't lift your shoulders off the mat. And I want you to take your knees are probably in tight. I want you to keep your knees up, but I want you to move your knees to being over your hips. Now, maybe you can only do that with one knee at a time. Try alternating your knees, just taking your knee over your hip. So as soon as you do that, you'll feel your abs and your back engage. So just alternate between your knees. If you can hold it there for a moment. Breathe. If you're alternating, just keep alternating one at a time, giving each one of them some practice. We're going to take our right arm overhead and our left leg is going to go straight out. You can either keep the right knee in or take the right knee over the hip. It's going to be a little more work, a lot more work actually. And then draw them back up. Breathe. Either alternating knees or holding them over your hips. Now take the left arm overhead and straighten out the right leg. Breathe. Draw them back in. We're going to do one more on each side. Right arm overhead. Left leg out. It doesn't have to go as low as mine either. It can be still kind of up in the air somewhere. The lower you go, the more ab and back work you're going to do. Breathe. Draw them both back up. Take the left one overhead and right leg out. Take it to your comfort level. It can be 45 degrees off the floor. It could be straight up in the air. Breathe. Draw them both back up. Relax your hands to your knees. Roll around a little bit or give yourself a hug. Both feet flat on the floor. We're going to take the right foot to the ceiling. You can either hold on to your pant leg on either side, on the front, or you can interlace your fingers and hold behind your thigh, below your knee. Don't hold your knee. I want you to flex your foot and point. Flex your foot and point. You could also strap your foot if you can reach your strap from where you're at, but this is alternatives. Flexing and pointing. Flex and hold. Draw that foot across the midline just so slightly. Feel the outer thigh stretch. You can do this still holding the pant legs or interlaced behind your thigh. Knee can be soft. Feel the T-band stretch. T-band can run all the way from the outside of your foot. You could feel it all the way down the leg into the hip. Draw it back to center. Flexed foot. And take it to the outside a little ways. A little inner thigh action. Keep a softly bent knee and flexed foot. Back to center, bend the knee, draw it down. Left leg up. Hands either hold onto the pant leg or interlace behind your thigh, right below your knee. If you feel like you have short arms and you can't reach, you could put a pillow or a block behind you to give you some lift of your upper body, but still be able to relax onto it so that you're not straining to reach. Go alternate between flexing and pointing your toes. Keep your knee soft, slightly bent. Then flex and hold. Draw the leg across the midline slightly. Get that T-band stretch all the way down the outside of the leg. And you may feel a little bit in the interior of your foot, your arch, and your ankle, interior ankle. Breathe. Come back to center, and then take it to the outside. Draw it back over center. Bend your knee, draw it in, put your foot on the floor. Straighten out your right leg. with a flexed foot. Remember when we were sitting on the chair and I told you to drop one hip and then bring it up higher than the hip that was on the chair? We're going to do the same kind of thing. So your hips should be level. The left knee is bent. The right leg is straight. Hip bones should be nice and level. Then I want you to push your right sole of your foot like you're trying to push it to something on the, like a wall, and feel your left hip hike up, pressing it down. I want you to draw that right leg up, hiking it up higher than the left leg. Try and relax the left leg at this point, the left hip. Press that heel downward, away from you towards the bottom of your mat. Draw and hike it up. Feel the muscles engage through the QR on the low back, the side of your glutes, front of your hip flexor, and then relax and even out both hips. Slide your right leg up, slide your left leg out, flex your foot. Both hips should be nice and level, cross from each other. Left leg, I want you to press the sole of your foot towards the bottom of the mat. And I want you to hike that hip up. Press that sole down. Hike that hip up. Press the sole down. Hike the hip up. Then bring them both back to level, both back to neutral. Slide the foot back up. Both hip bones are level and neutral. Feet are hip width apart, knees are hip width apart. Press your low back into the floor. Use your glutes. Root through the soles of your feet. Engage your quads, your thighs. Engage your calves. Feel your tailbone lift up. Imagine that you are pushing your knees away from you. Breathe and relax. You can roll side to side for a moment. Make sure everything's relaxed and jello-y. Then line everything back up. Hips, knees, and feet. Root through the soles of the feet. Squeeze the butt. Press the back into the mat. Engage the quads. Imagine that energy is shooting, your knees are shooting out away from you. Root through the soles of the feet. Breathe. Feel your tailbone curl up. You're squeezing through your butt and thighs so much that your tailbone may lift off the mat a little bit. It's not the focus, that's just a side effect. Breathe and squeeze and relax. Release it all to the mat. Roll a little bit, side to side. Walk your feet to the outside edges of your mat and do some flopping. You can flop the knees at the same time, or you can alternate one knee at a time and get some more inner thigh stretch. Both knees to the right, come up on the outside edges of your feet. There's Shavasana, but we're going to flip our knees one more time. Take them over to the left. Pause. Breathe. Then bring your knees back up. Draw them into your chest if you want to. Roll for a moment. Get yourself ready for Shavasana. Get all of your creature comforts. Get all your stuff together. Might well need a blanket. Lasco's freezing me out now. First he's my friend, then he's my enemy. For those of you watching on video, Lasco is the brand of a fan. And thus his name is Lasco. And he is sometimes my hot flash friend and sometimes not. Lengthen through the crown of your head. From your tailbone to the crown, you should have a long spine on the mat. Your chin should be just dipped enough that it opens up and lengthens the back of your head. If you feel like your chin is coming up into the air and towards the ceiling, when you touch your back of the head to the floor, then maybe a little pillow will help to lengthen the back of your neck. Your legs are supported and relaxed, whether they support each other with the knees together and feet out, or you put them on a chair. You put your calves on a chair or a couch, or you put them up over some blankets, a bolster, pillows. Just providing some support. Hands could be at your side, your hands could be on your belly, resting at your hip. Your eyes can be covered, blocking out the excess light. Start to tune into your breath once you've found your comfort, found your ease. And feel the activity in the body from the sympathetic nervous system. You may feel a little jittery. You may feel like you have more energy. You may feel wide awake, yet ready to relax. Tune into the feeling of the body and compare it to how you felt when you began, the beginning of class. Are they different or the same? Similar? Be aware of any emotions or thoughts that arise. Imagine that those thoughts or emotions are kind of like smoke signals. They're out there, you notice them, but you can't go to each smoke signal. You can't give every one of them an attention at this moment. At this moment, you are rooted on the mat. You're rooted in your Shavasana. You're rooted in your body, in your breath. Relaxing through all 10 toes. Relax through the soles of your feet, tops of your feet, ankles. Imagine that sensation of relaxation coming up both calves, shins, up into your knees. Feel the sensation creep its way up your thighs, relaxing the front, back, both sides. And feel it creep up into your hips, relaxing through your glutes, hip flexors. Feel it creep into your belly, relaxing your abs. Abs are hanging like a hammock over the organs of the body. Relaxing the back. Allow the sensation to creep all the way up your back, up to the tops of your shoulders. Feel the weight of your chest cavity on your back, upper back. Feel the breath press into your upper back. And feel the chest up. Feel the sensation creep down both arms. Relaxing your upper arm down into your elbows and forearms. Feel your hands relax. Feel your throat relax. The back of your neck, your jaw, your eyes, your forehead. Feel relaxed from crown of head to soles of feet. Feel relaxed from right hand to left hand, from right foot to left foot, from right cheek to left cheek, from right ear to left ear, from right hip to left hip, from right eyeball to left eyeball, from your face to the back of your head, from your upper chest to your upper back, from right under your sternum in the front to the middle of your back and your spine, from your belly to your low back, from the tops of your knees to the backs of your knees. Feel your body melt. Still aware of the smoke signals of thoughts and emotions that float around you. Almost as if you're very heavy, rooted into the ground. And you can see the smoke signals in the air around you. They'll be there when you finish. You can take care of them one at a time. Imagine yourself sitting there in a chair, an Adirondack chair, sitting on an old porch with no railing, just enough cover to cover you from the rain. And the porch wraps all the way around, so you have a nice big view. What are you seeing? You had a nice big porch open to a nice big view as far as the eye could see. What would you like to see? Would you like to see ocean? Would you like to see woods and green? Would you like to see mountains and prairies? What is outside your porch? Your ideal porch in your mind? I want you to make this porch extremely comfortable, serene, a place you take a cup of coffee and sit or read a book, where you listen to the birds, where you have peace and tranquility. This can be the place that you can go in your mind when you find yourself in a hectic state of being anxious or angry. You can sit and breathe and go to your porch in your mind. Find the tranquility while the smoke signals are up and around you. Find your peace and find your calm. And be ready to face the day. Take a couple more breaths on your porch. Take a nice big breath, filling up your lungs. Exhale yourself into your body, filling your fingers and toes. Begin wiggling them around. Roll your wrists and ankles, elbows, knees, hips, shoulders, back, neck. Move it all around a little bit. Create motion. Straightening out your arms and legs, lengthen and stretch. And release. Gently draw one knee into your chest at a time. Roll if you'd like. Gently roll over onto your side. Stack your hips, shoulders, and your knees. I challenge you to take time this week to transition yourself from hyperactive or high activity, stress, anger, whatever the emotion is that takes you up in energy, to go to your porch, to draw yourself back down. And if you feel yourself in a state of depression or a lack of motivation, I challenge you to make some movements of the body. Even just breathing in a nice tall and bending over up and down several times will bring that enough of the body up to get it ready to face the day. Gently pull yourself up off of your mat. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Lengthen through your crown. Breathe into your heart. Turn your head to the right and drop your chin. Lift your chin back up, turn your head to the left, and drop your chin. Lift your head back up, turn your head to the forward, to center, lift your chin to the sky. Drop your chin into your chest. Bring your head back up to neutral. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale, arms all the way up. Lengthen. Exhale, press the arms down. And another breath. Lengthen up through the crown. Reach to the tips of your fingers. Exhale down. Last breath. Inhale, arms up. Bring your hands together overhead. Exhale, bring them down to your chest, lengthening through the crown of your head. Flutter your eyes open. And namaste.